driving a foreign. Well, shawty, she riding the passenger side. Yeah, 3 in the morning, holding her head up, yeah. There from the beginning, oh, she was there from the beginning, yeah. Baby, you were there from the beginning. Shawty my ride or die, and she is my reason why I keep on grinding to buy her expensive things that money can buy. Her beauty represents me well. She loves me and others can tell. Her heart is where my love would dwell. Talk about her man and she would rebel. I ain't ashamed, this ain't a game. She was right there in the storm and the rain. Endure the pain and the financial strain. Now she gon' shine with the fortune and fame. She gambled her life for me. She sacrificed for me. She deserves it all. It's only right, you see. No matter the price, you see. I picture me driving a foreign. Yeah, she riding the passenger side. 3 in the morning. She riding 3 in the morning. So much pride, 'cause she was there. There from the beginning. Oh, baby, you was there. There from the beginning. I picture me driving a foreign. Now my history is changing. She's my day one and there is no rearranging. She's had my back through the times when things were straining. Now she benefit from every cent I'm gaining. Listen to what I'm saying. No dividing, no compromising. She gon' ride while I keep on climbing. Just recognize we gon' keep on thriving. She believed that I'll see greatness in due timing. I picture me driving a foreign. Well, shawty, she riding the passenger side. 3 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Yeah. She was there from the beginning. In the beginning. There in the beginning. Took me driving in the beginning. Foreign with my lady.
Hello. Welcome, everybody. It is Key Talk Tuesdays on BU Radio. I am super excited. It's been almost 2 weeks since I've been here. I've been on the road traveling, and so I am excited to be back in the station and on the radio. It is June 1st. We made it halfway through the new year of 2021. Listen, it's been an amazing year and more to come. I'm so excited for all the exciting things happening in June. So hopefully you guys started today off strong, powerful, ready for whatever is about to come, expecting miracles, blessings, great things to take place. Remember, you are in control of whatever it is that you decide. So if you want greatness to explode in your life, you have to wake up and choose that every single day. And it is June, so you got to be intentional about what you expect out of this month. And I am expecting amazing, spectacular, grand things to happen for me for this month and going forward and ending 2021 being amazing and being great. So I am yours, truly, Coach Amber J. I'm a certified transitional life coach. I help empower men and women to shift their perspectives by breaking past trauma and pain while tapping into purpose and serving others on their path to greatness. Again, it all starts with you, so make sure that you are constantly choosing you. If you are in a place and you're like, I am stuck, I am stagnant, I don't even know what that means, Coach, then you need to book your discovery call. So that is a little bit about me. I want to give a huge shout out to all of the amazing people who tuned in every week on BU Radio Network Station, who tunes in to Key Talk Tuesday, who shares, who likes, who invite somebody. And make sure you do that right now. Stop what you're doing and make sure you are inviting, sharing, and sending someone onto this live tonight and every other live. I also want to give a huge shout out to all of our other BU Network radio station hosts. You guys are amazing. Keep doing your things. And make sure that you guys are tuning in every day to the station, because there is some dope stuff going on every day's show. I want to give a huge shout out to our men behind the scenes, the producers, Nat Trell and Alex, who hold it down every week for every show. We appreciate you. You are greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. And so, as you know, each month we will focus on a theme, and as your coach, I will give you keys to unlock new doors or lock doors that need to be closed in 3 key areas: spiritual growth, personal growth, and purpose. These are key areas that I have developed in, and so that I know that they work, because you have to do the work for them to work. And this helps you become the master of your own life. So if you are ready to become the master in your life and develop in these areas, this is the time. What are you waiting on? We're 6 months in. There's no more time. Time waits for nobody. So let's get together, let's create a plan, and let's be great. This month is a month that I truly is dear and near to my heart. It is the month of June, which we are honoring and celebrating our men, our fathers, our dads, uncles, brothers. We are honoring men all month long. And so fatherhood is important. I was raised by my father. I have 4 brothers. I actually have more brothers than that, but I was raised in the house with 4 brothers. I have 3 sons. So fatherhood, men are so important. They're very near and dear to my heart. So this month we will honor you every Tuesday, and we are going to bring topics to you that deal with men. What are men dealing? Let us hear the voice of a man. So tonight I am super excited to have my guest. But before we go there, I want to ask, what does fatherhood mean to you? What does that represent for you? Make sure you leave that in on the comments, chime in, and let me know what fatherhood means to you. A lot of us have the wrong representation, or don't even have a representation at all. So let me know. I want to hear from the people. Make sure you chime in and let me know what fatherhood means to you. So without further ado, I would love to get started, and I have an amazing guest who is here tonight. I'm super excited. My guest, I met him actually through someone else's show, and he gave me some vital information for me handling my son's father, and his advice definitely worked. It helped majorly. And so as I began to prepare for this show, he was the first person that came to my mind to have as a guest, because he also is a father and he stands on fatherhood. And so I want to introduce this amazing man who is the co-founder of Moore Foundation. So Brian Moore, welcome to the show. Everybody, welcome him. Send some love, send some shares, some thumbs up, something. Welcome, Brian.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely. It is a pleasure that you said yes, so thank you so much.
No problem.
I'm truly grateful.
Same here.
So tell the people a little bit who you are. I know you have the Moore Foundation.
Yeah, the Moore Foundation is an entertainment company that my brother and I started like years ago, and what we do is help people brand. It started off as a record label, because our brother, I'm the oldest of 13 brothers and sisters.
Woo! Your daddy was a daddy.
Yeah, a true Rolling Stone, Rolling Stone, and so. I found out when I got out the military, a lot of my brothers and sisters were singers or rappers. They had this talent, musical talent. So I decided to go, to school, learn about the business of it, and tune my skills back into doing music. And then we started just putting those records out with them, and it grew from there.
Wow, that's amazing. That's also dope to see how those genes transpire in each child.
Yes.
To see that you guys all had that ability to do some type of singing,
drummers, producers. It's
that's
crazy.
Awesome. And awesome that you had the mindset to say, let me create something within the family, building that foundation, right?
Yeah, Joe Jackson is one of my heroes. I'm going to put it that way.
Okay.
Because you got to see what he did, regardless of what people, however you're going to feel about him.
Right.
But he did what he's supposed to do. And he put his family and his kids in the position to live throughout his lifetime, financially
Right, and building that legacy.
Yes,
Right.
yes, he did that.
I like how you said what he was supposed to do, which I really want you to elaborate when you say what he's supposed to do, because what does that mean, supposed to do as a father?
What are we talking about, father?
Right,
Well,
we talking
yeah,
about fatherhood,
yeah.
so we're just gonna jump right
Oh, yeah.
into it then.
Where I see it, because with me too, it's like when you're a father and you have your offspring, you want to nurture them and you want to guide them in the path in which whatever choosing they choose to go to,
Yeah.
and support those and give them the tools that they need to survive.
Wow, that's
And
good.
so he did that, and then if we by doing that, he kept his legacy alive.
Yeah.
And it took more than just him to do it.
Yes.
You know, and you got a Catherine. That's the mother's name.
Of Joe Jackson.
Yeah.
I think her name is Kathy.
You have to contribute that to her too, because they did work at it as
a
unit.
team,
Yeah,
yeah.
to do that things, regardless what happened. You know, when you get bigger and money comes into play, outside people start getting in your kids' ear and
Right.
mess things up. But that's the story.
Right,
But
right.
he did what he's supposed to do, and guided his bloodline to where it needs to go.
That's dope. And also too, like, not only, you said people on the outside, everybody's family's functions and what that looks like is always going to be different. And
Yeah.
like you said, a lot of times we get people on the outside that have more opinions and ideas of what that family should look like for
Yes.
them, and a lot of times, sometimes if we stick to our script, then
There you go.
but that doesn't always
There
seem
you
to
go.
be the case. So
Other people's opinions, I listen to them, but I never put no thought into it a lot.
right.
Because I already know what my purpose and what I'm trying to do, and then it doesn't fall. What you saying, I already thought about that half the time. Not trying to sound arrogant or anything,
Right.
but especially my son's a recording artist, so
Okay.
I put all of that stuff in before we even decided to do how they was going to come at him, and then as his growth, I tried to put certain people around him to help him to continue to grow.
Yeah.
But it's my job to teach him how to do these things.
And that's the foundation, I think, for me as fatherhood, and even as a parent in general, is
It's to teach.
Is to teach and
Don't
give
be
them the
trying
skills.
to control your kids.
Right. Yeah. I'm learning to let go, the relinquish some of that.
But you gotta understand. Well, from a mother's
With
standpoint, that a mother, that's y'all nature.
Yeah.
Y'all nurturers and stuff. So y'all gonna do that. You know, what I'm saying?
Right.
Especially when you have that family union, a mother and a father. The mother gonna do that. The father's gonna keep pushing the kids.
Right.
He's gonna have to tell the wife, hey, you need to back up off this. How they gonna learn these things? But it's just the nature. You can't change your nature.
That's true.
Yeah, don't change your nature, but just make sure if you want to. My thing, how I view everything, I'm not gonna be here forever.
Right.
I want to know when I do leave, or however I leave, that my son or my children is gonna have the tools that they need. I know they're gonna make their mistakes, but they're going to have the tools that they need where they can survive.
Right. Basic life skills to maintain.
Yes.
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 And it's interesting because I was talking to someone too about basic life skills, and I think a lot of times we're not given, or for myself, I'll say, I don't feel like I was given all the basic life skills that I needed to be successful. And so now going through adult, I feel like I had to go through more trials and errors because I just didn't have those skills until I learned and, bumped my head a few times, and maybe they were given to me.
How was your family structure coming up? You know what I mean?
So I was raised with my mother and father until I was about 7, and then my mother and father separated, and I went with my father at 8, and then my father remarried.
You see what? So he remarried and brought another woman in.
Yeah.
So how was that balance between you and your stepmother?
Me and my stepmother are amazing. However, she wasn't the most nurturing mother.
Okay.
But I did have my mother, my biological mother, was very nurturing. So being 8, I kind of had a foundation of nourishing from a mother. Mm-hmm. So me and my stepmother was more about basic, like work, keep your house clean, take care of the kids, like basic things, but not the nurturing part of it. So that was for me.
Yeah. Well, she played a role.
Absolutely. She's still to this day. I honor her, respect her, love her to death. She's mom. That's all I know. So.
And that's what a lot of people don't have, because we see it today, is that balance and that the structure that they need to survive. You know what I'm saying? So we make all the mistakes because we didn't have nobody to tell us. And then if we are out there, we run into the wrong people to communicate to.
Yes. And I think those were some of my issues, communicating with the wrong people and realizing, like, okay, well, you know what, let me go back to my intuition, because that was right the first time. So, yeah. And I think, like you said, the dynamics of households makes a difference as well.
Yeah, it does. Everything's designed to be a certain way. And then, because we just recently came up out of therapy, and one thing I didn't know, I knew, but I didn't know. It was when kids get to a certain age, they start relying on their friends for information.
Yes.
And when the therapist was telling me about that, I'm like, man, I remember the first time I had to learn about the sex through a kid in the 6th grade. I'm like, it was all wrong information, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I need to develop this relationship with my son, that I'm not going to judge him for his things, and I need to let him know he's going to make his mistakes.
Right.
But I need him to come to me first so I can give him the proper guidance.
Right.
If I don't have the answer, I will put him in the right people around him to know it, you know?
Yeah. And I think that's huge, because even for my son, too, him being a boy, I try to make sure that door of communication is open, that he feels safe enough to share it with me.
Yeah.
But like you said, even putting people in place that he's comfortable with sharing information that's going to guide him and give him the right
way.
information.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's so important. And I think that's a part also, just foundation period in parenting.
Yes.
But again, even as we talk about fatherhood, why that is such an important role, because thankfully his father is in his life. So I do try to push him back. Like, you should probably have that conversation with your dad so that you can kind of understand, more from a male's perspective about what to do with this or what to do with that. So
I like that. Yeah.
So there's a couple comments in the live I want to go ahead and read. Thank you, everybody who is tuned in. Makia, Pastor Lisa Brown, Life Coach Kurt, hey, Bella. It looks like Life Coach Kurt said, fatherhood means to be able to provide the tools, vision, and resources to succeed, and provide the blueprint for success for the family's vision statement, and hold everyone accountable to the family's vision. I like that, Coach Kurt. That's a good example. Pastor Alicia Brown says, to my fatherhood means giving strong and stable guidance that will take you through life. Absolutely.
Yes.
Hey, Malik, I see you're watching. So thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you guys share, press that share button, invite someone to watch tonight's live. Again, fatherhood is very important, and I would definitely want to hear more people's perspectives and insight. And where are the fathers? I was actually reading a statistic today about, it said 76% of households are single parent fathers. So I want to hear it. Where are the daddies at?
Well,
out here.
I'm a single father, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you equal one of those?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me your experience as being a single father, because we don't really get to hear your side, or a father's side of parenting, being a single parent.
Personally, I'm just getting to understand what this single thing means. I'm dating or whatever not. But when I was with his mother, I spent a lot of time with him anyway. So all I'm doing is doing basically the same thing that I'm doing. But like today, I had to take him for some blood tests and stuff like that. Get him ready for the needle and stuff like that. It just, I have to do more of the like the doctor appointments and stuff like that, and school work, be on top of that stuff. I have to do a little bit more.
Do more, yeah. And being a single parent, mother or father, it's real in the battlefield, y'all.
Oh yeah, you definitely got to keep them busy, especially them boys. They get to hanging off the with the bars in the closets and shit. You're like, man, what the hell you doing?
Don't let them be alone. They come up with some creative. I have 3 sons.
Yeah.
They come up with some real creative stuff, man. I'm like,
don't have stairs in your house. They can slide down the stairs.
My kids, I found rocks, a box of rocks in my house, and I'm like, what is this? Oh, we were trying to catch the iguanas in my house with rocks. Really? In the closet?
They creative though.
Yeah. We don't get the real deal unless the father speaks. So Malik, elaborate on that comment. So I wanted to ask a couple of questions. How sorry. So were you raised with your father?
Oh, you mean?
Yeah.
No. I had my father. My father actually had custody of us, but situation happened. He sent us to live with my grandmother. So I lived with my grandmother until I was 13 years old, and until I graduated from high school. So but she mainly kept because I was the youngest one, and then a lot of my uncles were like 70 and some. That's when how she kind of got it down right, and she kept a lot of positive male role models around me. Like when I had to have conversations about certain things, she'll send me down to the old school barbershop, and you sit there and hear them old guys just spit game all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I had an older cousin. When I need to talk about male things, she did that, but she also kept uh, her lines of communication up with me, open with me, so she can direct me the right way.
That's good. And I think too, that's what's a part of missing as well is the village and
Yes.
familyhood because it takes a village to raise a family. I am so grateful for my village, my tribe, my support system. I wouldn't make it without them.
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't make it without
We
them.
definitely need them.
So, do you believe America has a fatherhood problem right now?
America got a whole bunch of problems, and so I don't. I had a conversation with my friend. We all messed up. Just embrace it. And what you try to figure out is like, okay, what you gonna do with your life personally, and that's what I try to teach my son. I'm trying to teach him take fear out of your life. Just take fear out of your life so you can focus on what you need to focus on. Don't be afraid to try to go and accomplish things. Don't afraid to try to do these type things. You have to challenge yourself as an individual to try to be better.
Right.
If you want it, you have to go get it. So just take that fear out and just focus on what you need to focus on.
And I think that's a huge important part is fear because a lot of us are operating from a space of fear where we're not making any moves.
Yeah. Or make the wrong moves.
Yeah.
Well, I make the wrong. I ran into a lot of people that I deal with a lot of. I have a lot of friends who were single fathers that I grew up with, and
Wow.
we kind of bounce advice off of because I'm 50 years old, and so I have a situation with my son because their kids are older.
Okay.
I'll talk to him about certain situations and stuff. He'll tell me, give me his advice, and then also I have his kid who's a grown person now. Okay. What was going on through your mind during this certain situation? And he'll help me. So it helped me, like the village thing you was talking about.
Understand.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
can communicate it effectively to my son.
And that's interesting you said that too because I have a brother he's a couple years younger than me, but he's able to relate to my 15-year-old son. And so sometimes he'll have to tell me like, sis, like we were on a game, you were yelling and everyone could hear, like that's not and I'm like, oh. But if I would have heard my son tell me something like that, it would be like
Different.
It would be completely different.
You take it as a sound of disrespect.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that village and even just a male's perspective for me being raised in a household with brothers and with having sons, my perspective a lot of time has changed because I see the struggle that they face that most people don't really see
Yeah.
from the outside looking in because I was inside, looking out at them. And I think for me, like fatherhood is so important because fathers like set the foundation. What dad says, it's a wrap. I mean, I remember being fearful of my father still to this day. Like there's certain things or a certain look or a voice and I'm like, oh, my dad said not to do that, Do you believe that's still to be true now?
Yeah. Yes and no, but it's like it had a generation glitch. I got it because you can't really pull it on all the millennials because I like my best friend, his son is a millennial, and his focus is way different because his father spent a lot of time with him, and so they have to. I do see a lot more disrespect than anything.
Yeah.
But they don't respect themselves. So how you
So
expect
the
them to
fathers
respect?
don't respect themselves?
No, I'm talking about the kids because we got to pass this information on to these kids.
Right.
And then we do have a lot of these fathers out here that's not assuming their responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? Like with child support and stuff. Like just pay the damn money. You know what I'm saying?
you.
Just go and pay the money. It'll be over as soon as more you think, and then it's all it is, money. And one thing about America, you can go make more.
Listen.
You know.
People need to hear that all the way in the back.
You can go. You just pay the child support.
And let's break down child support now that we're talking about it. Like, I think a lot of men don't realize, and maybe because some of their experiences, they've had those issues with the mother where they don't take care of the child and they are receiving child support. However, child support is the support of your child. If that means paying a bill,
nope.
What do you
Let
mean
me tell you.
no?
Okay, when I went to the child support office,
Okay.
that lady told me when I was signing them damn papers. I said, because I was upset about this, because my thing is always took care of my child. He always been under my insurance, anything he ever need, because he used to live with me. I took care of him. So I was a little frustrated about that, but I got over that shit. And then she said, child support ain't for the child, it's for the mother or whoever's taking the child.
That's what I'm talking about. A bill for your child is a part of it.
Yeah, but that's for them people who don't take care of their kids. I take care of mine. But like I said, it ain't. If you need the money, just go and take care of the money. Just as long as make sure the child is you using the money towards the child.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
it should be accountability for it, though.
it should be. I do believe that whatever you're spending on that child, you should have receipt, meaning the lights are on, your kids are not going out, there's food, there's clothes, like that. There should be accountability for it. But the thing that bothers me is that why do we have to go that far to put you on child support anyway when you should just assume responsibility?
It's a lot of deadbeats out there. It's a lot of deadbeats.
Break down deadbeat. What does that really mean?
Because that definitely has to be defined. That how I define it is like a person who's not willing to spend the time and necessarily and spend the money on a child.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, because a lot of times if you can communicate with the person and y'all have a good relationship, you know you're going to take care of the child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that is not the case because they get to fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? And we keep focusing on
the adults, not the child.
instead of the child. So, as a father, what I had to do, I had to pull myself back. And what the most important thing is, because my friend of mine reached out, he said, man, the most important of what you're doing, your vision is your son.
Yeah.
That's your legacy.
Should be it. Right.
And so I went back and just focused mainly on him.
On that, right.
And then once I started focusing on him, everything started falling right back into place.
Yeah.
And then, the money she was taking, go ahead. Because then other income streams
started coming in
to make up for that. And so I'm still able to do more for him.
Right.
Yeah, because it takes money. It takes money to.
It takes money to raise a child.
Yeah.
It's definitely not free at all. And
because you don't want them out there in the streets. Because I was in the streets as a kid, so
right.
You definitely don't want them like that.
Even if the mother makes a lot of money, you still are responsible to help take care of that child.
Yes.
It should be not one way. It doesn't matter how much money.
Yeah, you both had them.
Exactly.
You both had them.
Yeah. It sucks that men and women, they can't come to a mutual agreement to say, it's not about us, it's about our child. Let's come to a mutual understanding. And so it's important that we have those conversations like, okay, well, I have to put somebody in the middle of what needs to be done because we're not mature enough to do this on our own.
Yep.
But do you think that's a part of the reason why a lot of men run away because of that part of responsibility?
Yes, because they get to the point where, people say things and do things, and they put you a father or a mother in a certain situation. And in order for them to survive, some of them have to cut themselves from the situation.
Yeah.
And that's a bad thing for another person to put a person in when there's a child involved. You know what I'm saying? So, but in order for you to survive and stuff, you got to cut yourself away from it. But the main thing is like a friend of mine I was talking. Ken Dorsey worked with Planet Mike Earth. He said the most important thing is you don't leave. Don't ever leave. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what happened to him doing his thing. And I remember that myself. But I actually had my father around. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't in the life like you're supposed to.
Right.
Just don't leave. And don't just be there. You have to be an active participant.
Yes.
You have to talk to your kids, take them to school.
Take them out.
Yeah.
See what's going on with them. Sit with them.
And you know what's so crazy about it? Once you do that, you find out your damn kid just like you.
Ooh. I swear, my oldest son, I be like,
You be finding out your kid just like you.
I'm like, he's the old unhealed me, because this one right here.
Yeah.
But it's important to have those conversations and understanding your children, especially nowadays, because if not, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook are raising your children.
It's way too much out here now.
So have these conversations. Like these last 2 days, my oldest son has just been me and him, and I'm having these conversations. You know, I'm talking to him. What's going on? How you feeling? What's up with you? What you been doing? Who you talking to? Who you on the phone with? What you watching?
Is he opening it up a little bit more?
He's very open, and he's like, Mom, you know, I'm talking to this girl now, and I'm like, okay. First thing in me want to be like, and I'm like, all right, well, what's her name? You know?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
You know, I had to
tell him how to teach him how to talk to her.
Teach him, yeah. And I'm like, well, son, if you act like this with her, she ain't gonna be around long.
Yeah,
you be a little nicer.
And especially, and that's one thing too. Cause my son he's an entertainer, and he has this other girl he likes and stuff. He's still young, but he has a crush on her. And so they follow each other and they talk to each other and stuff. She's an entertainer and stuff too. I say, hey man, you gonna have to. You got to back up off that one. That one ain't for you right now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just focus on doing what you're doing. You know, because people forget. They start young. We all started young.
Yeah.
And then so everybody all be getting all feathers ruffled. Why you talking? Hey, it ain't your son in the first place. So if mine come to me and have a conversation about something, I'm gonna talk to him.
And that I think is the most important. Effective communication with everyone in relationship is important. Child, a parent, parent to
job
to colleagues. Like, it's important to have those effective communications. But we are going to go ahead and take a quick break really quick. When we come back, we have some more questions, some statistics to lay out. I see there's some comments in the live, so I'm going to read them when we get back. But we are going to take a quick break, and we will see you in a minute.
Turn heads when she walk in. Superstar paparazzi start flocking. As the beat starts knocking, shorty hit the dance floor, ass start dropping. She's truly independent. She's grinding and she's winning. The other girls pretending, not stopping till she finished. She ain't got no man unless you got them bands. You ain't got no chance. Why these hoes be hating? The drama they're creating, but it ain't even phasing you, 'cause you're amazing. You got it like that. Dick in the thighs and that ass so fast, so fast. When you get attention, when you walk by, you don't say nothing. They're jealous, yeah. They be jealous. Them hoes so jealous. They be jealous. She like the room when she enters, everyone's attention, she is the center. Fellas double take when they see her, watch her transform as the beat hits the speaker. Shawty ain't no average chick, unless you coming with those bands, no she's not having it, no. She ain't got no man, unless you got them bands, no. Why these hoes be hating? The drama they're creating, but it ain't even phasing you, 'cause you're amazing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So fast, so fast. When you get attention, don't say nothing. You're jealous. They be jealous. These hoes so jealous. Yeah.
I know you see them hoes barking over there, 'cause everybody in the club stop and stare. Them thick thighs in the ass, Ric Flair. Please remind them as you walking over here. Just pop it and lock it, then drop it, don't stop it. You the hot topic, they know you got options. They jealous, it's toxic, they harmless, no caution. Just do it, go do it, do it. Clap for me, mommy, clap, clap for me, mommy. Make it boom back for me, mommy. Frame on time, hourglass type of body with an apple bottom. She don't need jeans for it only. Shake gave you. Shake, shake, take it all, money make good. Take, look at they faces, the wrinkles, they stressing, rebellious. No, they jealous.
Why they so
hoes.
mad though? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Attention. These hoes is so jealous. They be jealous. Yeah. They be jealous. These hoes so jealous. Picture me driving a foreign. Yeah, me and my shawty, we riding a foreign. Yeah. I was never complacent, put my foot on the pavement. In my dream I was chasing, while my girl waited patient. Spent a lifetime on this music shit, going nowhere, I was losing it. She was right there enduring this, while her folks like, why she doing this? But Shawty didn't care what nobody said. She was gonna ride to the day I'm dead, stay by my side when the others fled. So I'm convinced that she deserves it all. She believed in me when chances were real small. I picture me driving a foreign. Shawty, she riding the passenger side. Yeah, 3 in the morning. Holding her head up, yeah. There from the beginning. Oh, she was there from the beginning. Baby, you were there from the beginning. Shawty my ride or die, and she is my reason why. I keep on grinding to buy her expensive things that money can buy. Her beauty represents me well. She loves me and others can tell. Her heart is where my love would dwell. Talk about her man and she would rebel. I ain't ashamed, this ain't a game. She was right there in the storm and the rain. Endure the pain and the financial strain. Now she gon' shine with the fortune and fame. She gambled her life for me. She sacrificed for me. She deserves it all. It's only right you see. No matter the price you see. I picture me driving a foreign. Picture me driving a foreign, now my history is changing. She's my day one and there is no rearranging. She's had my back through the times when things were straining. Now she benefit from every cent I'm gaining. Listen to what I'm saying. No dividing, no compromising. She gon' ride while I keep on climbing. Just recognize we gon' keep on thriving. She believe that I'll see greatness in due timing. I picture me driving a foreign. My shawty, she riding the passenger side. She riding the passenger side. 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning. Yeah. She was there from the beginning. In the beginning. There in the beginning. He took me driving a foreign with my lady.
Well, hello. Welcome back. It is yours truly, Coach Amber J, with the key to changing lives. I am your transitional life coach, and tonight we are here and we are discussing the heart of a man, and we are honoring thy fathers. All of our men, stand up. Let us know you're in the chat. Tag someone, tag a father, tag someone in here and let them be a part of this conversation. There is some fathers out here from statistics stating that there's a lot of single dads out here. And our guest, Brian Moore, is one of those that also is a single father, doing his thing, taking care and raising his son. And so shout out to you. Shout out to all you men being a father. You are not honored enough, and we appreciate you. Shout out to my dad and all my brothers, because y'all hold it down. One of my brothers, my 2 younger sons, are with him now. They don't even want to leave. They don't even come home. He got them on lock. So thank you. Shout out to you, Brandon Jones. You are amazing. Shout out to Shonda for all of you guys making sure to take care of my babies where they don't even want to come home. So welcome back. We are talking about the heart of a father, and we were actually having some really good dialogue behind the scene, and we're just talking about the pettiness that happens on the other side of the parenting. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, we just talk about how the communication gets broken down in between the two, the mother and the father, and how they lose their focus on raising a child, and the focus become on who's right or who's wrong.
Right.
And what I explained to her, what I learned how to do, what I'm learning how to do, what I'm going to continue to do, is just focus on my relationship with my son.
That's vital.
And because what I realized too, just he's a black man in America.
Yeah.
I am a black man in America, and I have had, I'm 50-some years old, and I went through a lot of stuff in my lifetime and navigated, and I consider myself successful. And so my thing is to teach him the pitfalls of what to look for, and let him know, don't use your color, even though it is out there, and learn how to deal with these situations when they come upon you.
Right.
And just keep focusing and be a positive individual and be a service to others. Because, once you are a service to others, man, you kind of take the focus off yourself.
Absolutely. And that's what I like to teach about is serving others on your path to greatness. The more you're being in servancy and servanthood, you don't even have time to focus on nothing, and you're being fulfilled while doing so. So find that purpose, find that passion that drives you to want to be able to serve other people, whatever that may look like. Even if you're going through a rough time, if you start helping someone else, you won't even realize or even remember what you were going through, because it would be so minute. So that's a great key point. I hope you guys are picking up on that. I want to ask a couple of questions. So, do you believe there is a difference between a father and a dad?
Yes.
All right, let's hear your perspective.
Me personally, I think a father is more because a father takes more involvement into a life.
All right.
A dad just there, don't spend no time with the kid, or if they with the kid, they do these certain things and stuff. A father is there to guide, to protect, to teach, and to nurture, much as they can, and to teach, especially if you got boys, you want to teach them how to be men.
So what about girls? Because I know we've talked a lot about.
Oh, I had a stepdaughter at race.
and what do you think the role is as a father to a daughter of being absent and being present? Do you think there's a huge difference?
Oh, yes, you see it every day. And I didn't realize it until because I had my stepdaughter before I actually had my biological son.
Okay.
And just being there for it, but I don't feel that I should have done more.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I should have done more and being able to open up to her more. But by the time I came in her life, she was 12, so the communication was there. But we built a bond, hopefully, that we did work together on certain things. But when they don't have that father figure there, I think they get a little wild.
They get,
You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion, because that's what I see.
And I also seen reading some of the statistics that girls that grow up without a father are more likely to be teen parents or get pregnant younger without that father being in the household. So I think as women or girls, they are looking for that love and that guidance from a father. And so when that missing element isn't there, they're looking for it outside.
And they pick the wrong dudes. Oh
yeah.
Me like, what are you dating that dude? First one to give him attention.
The first one who gives them attention, and because they're seeking it, boys or girls, but I think in girls they're looking for it more in the physical, affection and
emotional
connections with the wrong one.
Yep.
Which becomes a soul tie.
Yeah.
So, man, there's just so much about fatherhood that I think isn't discussed, and do you have any keys or anything you would like to leave anyone that may be fatherless right now and is just looking for some guidance?
I be honest. Well, what happened for me was I had my father in my life, but my grandmother raised me.
Okay.
But she kept positive male role models around
Okay.
for me. And then to be honest with you, I didn't become a man until I was in the Marine Corps.
Wow.
Yeah, that before then, you teeter-totter and acting like a little boy all the time, and your mentality wasn't right. And then once I got in the Marine Corps, it kind of showed me what my purpose was, and showed me how to be honorable and have this guidance and have these purposes and stuff.
Right.
And,
More integrity.
Yes, and have all these things. And before then, I running around wild in the streets and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
And I do believe having an absent father that, a lot of children seem to roam into the streets because they're looking for that approval or validation from that missing parent, especially a father. So being raised by my father, I know even for myself raising boys now and now being a single woman, I'm not going to say I'm a single mother because their fathers are active in their lives. But being a single woman, I know that was something that for me, I held on to even with the toxic situations because I wanted so badly for my sons to have fathers because I grew up with a father. But what I realize now is that I can't make a man be a father.
Nope.
But I can definitely make sure that my sons are around that positive role model and put them in position so that they can have that exposure. Because one thing I heard once was that anyone can kind of be a father or a dad to a child, but no one can take a mother's place. So when I think about it from that perspective, when you put your children as a father, being a guidance and a teacher, you can put your kids around fathers and they can still be guided to a sense, right? And so I think that's also important is if you don't have a father in the household, mothers, fathers, people, single parents, put your children around positive male role models so that they can have an example of what to be or what not to be.
Yeah, but the I'm gonna just speak for black people because the structure of our family, like I was talking before, we don't have a lot of examples because we have a lot of single this or single that,
Yeah.
and one person have to do every damn thing.
Right.
And then you watch that person struggle, then you develop a whole different mindset.
Yeah.
Which is not even
mindset.
healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To be honest, because I had to develop. I was walking around thinking like a gorilla. all my life,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
and that entitled and angry and
Yeah.
survival mindset.
Yeah, I was stuck in. But see, being stuck in survival mode, you cannot grow.
You cannot
You
grow.
won't grow.
You will not.
Because
Absolutely.
you constantly will put yourself in a situation where you got to survive
Yeah.
instead of thinking growth.
Yep. And that is so true. I was actually having a conversation with a male friend today, and I was explaining that. I was like, man, I appreciate and value your friendship because it made me reflect on some areas that I thought I grew from that I didn't. But I had been, raised with a father who was a hustler. So I was always on hustle.
So you have
mode.
you have I listen to you. You said you have brothers around and a father.
Yeah.
So do you have like a kind of a man mindset?
Listen, I yes, I have been doing a lot of unlearning and learning. I thank God that I did have my mother for some vital years of my life. But again, I don't even think it's just having a man's mindset. It's the mentality of operating from a masculine energy.
Yeah.
Because I'm a single mother, so.
Yeah.
With brothers or not, I'm in that energy because that's all that I know. Is to go get it, to make a way, figure it out. I'm in survival mode all the time. And so even now where I don't need to be in that mindset, I'm constantly having to check myself. Especially with men, I'm like, I don't need you. Never mind, I do need you. I absolutely need a man.
that be killing relationships.
It does.
Because that's the
That's
last thing a
right.
man want to hear is
Yeah.
like, I don't need. Okay, bye.
Man, listen, I need a man.
Yeah.
Men, you are needed. If
It's
a
just
woman tells you
It's
they're
a
not,
balance. and men need
the right man.
Yeah.
I don't need you to come and be another child in my household, but I do need a man to step up.
we got a lot of that. Well, because a lot of us see that all the time.
Yeah.
And we try to tell these women friends that we have, why you baby and your son. I say,
Yes.
and you up here talking about men all the time, and I say, you making him just like the man you don't want to deal with.
And I think it happens unconsciously. And even for myself, like with my sons, I'm like, you need to cook, you need to clean, you need to learn a skill. Because at 18, if you ain't working or going to school, you got to figure something else out. Because I'm not raising no an adult child. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, you ain't living on my couch.
No, sir.
I've been programming my kids since he was little. Yeah, hey man, you gone. Once you walk across that stage, I'm gone. I told him I'm gone. He said, you gonna leave me there? And I say, I'm going. Yeah, I'm saying, here's your house, here's your keys, and I know you got money to take care of it. Here you go.
Yeah.
Call me when you need me. But then I ain't taking care
But
of you.
even that's a whole different mindset to put him in position, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times parents aren't even putting their children in position to be able to have that.
They don't know how.
But even with my kids, I'm like, this is what the credit card look like. This is how you
Yeah.
use it. Like, you're not going to have no excuses, because I see a lot of men, they can't even fill out applications.
Crazy.
They don't even know anything about bills. Like,
But you got to remember, school system has failed so dramatically. It's crazy.
But it's
because
not even about the school. It goes back
I know,
to teaching.
but I know also. But see, in school, I used to have some of those classes too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, what you mean? I know it goes to our families. I learned from my grandmother. She knew how to balance the things. She raised in the
Right.
20s. But still, we had those classes in school that we had to take and stuff. And you still have the balance of things. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I get that.
But also, I'm paying my taxpayer dollars. I need them to do something with the kids.
That's true.
And all the schools look like prisons.
Listen, I thank God for these schools. I can't wait to send these kids back to school, because this at-home learning, distance learning,
Yeah.
I am not a teacher.
Yeah. And then we don't know what type of effects it is, because, a lot of kids need the social interaction.
Yeah, I have
You know.
one child. He's like super extrovert. He started really doing poorly. His behavior really went bad
Yeah.
because he wasn't having no social
Yeah.
engagement.
And
with
that's what
other
made
kids.
him excel.
Yeah. Seeing his friends, he like, I gotta go. I get to go see my friends. If I act right, I'm gonna go to the the playground and do all of that. But so
Then
it
you had
definitely
the competition with one of your friends for the best,
know.
making best grades and stuff.
Right,
all that, man.
right. So we are on the last 8 minutes of the show. Let people know how they can find you, how they can support the foundation or whatever you're doing, and let them know where they can stay tuned with you at.
You can contact us on Dilemmas Dating. That's a show that we run about dating.
We didn't talk about that.
Yeah, that was. Oh, you checked out the site, huh? And then or you can find me on Red Vegas, the Red Vegas at Instagram, or Red Vegas on Facebook, or you can contact us at Planet Mike Earth. That's an youth organization that we work with. That they work with the kids. They teaching them the culture of hip hop. So we use them through music, dance, arts, and stuff like that. So you can
that's
contact
awesome.
us through that.
Say that one more time.
Planet Mike Earth.
Planet Mike Earth. All right. Well, I appreciate you so much, Brian, for coming on and sharing your wisdom and your knowledge. Is it okay if some men are struggling and they need to reach out to a man? Can they reach out to you?
Yes. Oh, because they have a group to 100 men. I don't know, because I never get a chance to make it. But you can reach out to me and I'll contact you, because there's a lot of men that are getting together and being a support for each other. Because, a lot of us go to court and all that other stuff, and just help us be better men.
Yeah.
The
Support
company,
is needed.
the company you keep is a lot.
I tell my kids that all the time. You better be careful with the company you keep, because
Yeah.
you can land yourself in a bad position or a great position. So
Yes.
they say, look at your 5 friends, and that determines your future. So
Yes.
very important. So I thank you again once to coming on. Do you have any events or anything you want to share?
Yes, Planet Mike Earth has a youth event coming up June the 26th. We'll be at the Garden, Vegas Root Garden off of Tonopah.
Okay.
And just follow us from there, and reach out, Planet Mike Earth, or just follow my page on Facebook, Brian Moore, and the latest dilemma, or Red Vegas, and then we'll share the content and you'll find out what we're doing from there. And thank you for having me. It's been a
Absolutely.
joy.
Yes, thank you. So I am yours truly, Coach Amber J. We are into our last 5 minutes. If anyone is struggling, if you're like, look, I need some help, I need some assistance, I'm stuck and I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, this is the time to get into the next level, if you're ready to take your life to the next level, if you're ready to stop making excuses and say, listen, coach, I need what you're giving, it is time to reach out. So you can book a discovery call at coachamberj.com. I am here to help get you on your path to greatness. We need support, everyone.
Yes.
Outside bias support and accountability. Let's stop making excuses for ourselves. Let's stop blaming, and let's stop saying what we can't do and start making moves to improve, to be the best version of ourselves. I am. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram, Coach Amber J, or The Key to Changing Lives. And I am here every week, every Tuesday. Make sure that you continue to stay tuned in. And I am here to serve you on my path to greatness. So until next week, you all, I enjoyed you all. I love you. Make sure you stay tapped in. Until next week. Have a good one. Good night.
Good night.
Potato sugar,
Yes.
Django isn't a slave. Django is a free man, you understand? You can't treat him like any of the other niggas around here, cause he ain't like any of the other niggas around here. You got it?
Yearning for your validation.
Validation.
All in hopes I'm in the conversation.
All in hopes.
Pour so much of me into you. Can't believe I ain't never feel for me instead of you. I slide in the coupe, drop by, lose the roof. I die for the truth, fired by no rules. The devils in cahoots, drop a prayer on this crew.
One time.
Got God on my side, how can I ever lose still? I wanna be humble, but I gotta flex. On them niggas. I don't wanna mumble, but that ain't respect.
Respect me, nigga.
I do it my way, they say it's left. Left. If I sell my soul, what I got left? Because I don't need nobody else. I'm lying to myself. Not talking physical, dog, the spiritual and health. All these opportunities is higher, right to tell. Got to keep them in them stairs, cause the timing never fails. My advice, keep moving. If not, you can lose it. Wasting time on the clueless. Knowing they can never do this. Back. Tell them pessimists they need to spine. Cause whack when they're paralyzed in the mind. I don't need nobody else.
No, I don't.
Tell my younger self.
What you say?
You got God as your help. Just let it go and never dwell.
My advice.
Unless they good to you. My advice. Look in the mirror, tell the truth. My advice. Sometimes you gotta break the rules. My advice. Stand for something or die for nothing.
My advice.
Flex on them if they hating on you. I would tell my younger self. Yeah. You should never go and let. Yeah. Hypothetical. Fuck all opinions. Your validation and your acceptance. I never needed you. No, I never needed you. I never needed you.
No, I never needed you.